Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. We are back out here at my parents' Airbnb on Conneaut Lake in Pennsylvania. If you guys caught the last video, they had to have a giant white oak tree taken down because it was encroaching on their deck. We've since brought the East and Made access out here and got all of the firewood that was left behind cut up, split, and stacked. And today, we're gonna try to get this big butt log out of here for the sawmill. And my plan of attack might be a little crazy. So here's one more look at this butt log. We've mentioned before that it is 27 inches in diameter on the big end and 26 inches in diameter on the small end, and it is about 11 feet long. And if you put that into a log weight calculator for white oak, this log weighs roughly 4,200 pounds. And what we're gonna try hauling it out of here with is our log arch behind the back of the F-150. All right, so whether or not this log arch is going to be beefy enough for this job is to be determined. We're going to be kind of testing this out and see how it feels. But as you can tell, this driveway is extremely narrow, and backing anything up in here is kind of a challenge. So getting my dump trailer over to the log from the driveway is just not possible. Between this being a crew cab and a 6.5 foot long bed F-150 plus a 14-foot dump trailer, I just can't swing around this corner. It's just too tight right here. The nice thing about this log arch is it's light enough that I can unhook it from the truck and take it right over to the log, get it centered on there, and then back the truck up by itself and rehook everything back up. And then we can start seeing if this log arch will pick that log up off the ground and if it'll support its weight under travel. Now, I mentioned earlier that this log is 27 inches in diameter, and before I even decided to bring this out here, I had to go and measure to see what the opening width on this log arch is, and it is 29 inches. So this is going to be a tight squeeze to get this on the log arch here. And right here I've got a knot or a bow in the tree that's actually a little bit wider than 29 inches. So hold please, we're gonna figure out how to get this the rest of the way down. 1, 2, okay. Coming. Wiggle this side. Okay, you're past it. Okay. Keep what? Right about there, there we go. Because the log can't go up any further than this point right here. All right, so we've got the log arch centered over the log. What we need to do now is back the truck up over here, hook it back up to the log arch, get a battery on the winch, and then get the log lifted up in the air, up off the ground.
You got it?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now that we've got the log arch up on the hitch, we actually have this up high enough now that we can actually start to lift the log. I don't think I mentioned it before. This log arch is made by Boardwalk, but this is not how it comes. Neighbor Doug actually did some modifications to this. We did a whole video on it. Neighbor Doug did a video on it about how he lengthened it, took off the manual winch, added an electric ATV winch on here. But because we did that, we do have to have external power. So we've got these alligator clamps, and we've got an external battery up here in the truck that we've got to hook up. Now, my biggest question on this, or the biggest unknown, is that 3,500 pound winch going to be enough to lift that log up in the air? So that's what we're going to find out here in just a second. So we've got our battery hooked up, and we're going to go ahead and give this a lift and see if it'll do it or not. what do now? So we are bottoming out the winch and we pretty much don't have any travel left. So plan B. Since we were out of travel there, maybe we can try picking up the back end of the log with plenty of travel left. If we can pick up the back end of the log, that'll make fishing under the front end of the log a lot easier. All right, the winch will not lift it. All right, since the winch is just barely not quite enough to lift this log up in the air, I thought we could probably help it out a little bit by adding a ratchet strap. We'll see if this can give us enough leverage to lift. And it actually is. So let's So between our electric ATV winch, the ratchet strap, and a little old school mechanical Egyptian leverage here, we were able to get this log up in the air. And now what I want to do is get some chains on it because we don't want the weight of the log being supported by this winch. It'll absolutely destroy that 3,500 pound winch. So luckily, when Doug remodified this entire log arch, he did add an extra set of chain hooks on here. I probably wouldn't feel comfortable towing this down the road with just one set of hooks and one chain, but the fact that we do have 2 chain hooks and we can run 2 sets of chains gives me a little bit more peace of mind. So what we'll do is once we get this hooked up, I'll show you how that spud bar is working to lift this log. So what we'll do now is we'll use this spud bar with a fulcrum point there. And as you can see, when I push this all the way down to the ground, I'm actually able to lift that log another 2 or 3 inches. So what I'll do is I will pick the log up, take the weight off of the winch, and then we'll continue to work our way up link by link on the chain until we have no more weight on that winch. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if we let the winch down, we should put all of the weight on these chains now. Okay. All right, so now we'll go ahead and take these log tongs off, and now that this end of the air is up in the air, we don't need to use that fish tape to go underneath this side of the log. We should be able to feed that under. Can you grab that? Now pull it back over here. Yep. And then
I just tripped on your...
Hey, I lifted it on this side. All right, we need to get some chains on there pronto. All right, so to lift this the last little bit of the way, we're going to try the old ratchet strap method again. All right, so we've got it all hooked up. That took probably an hour, hour and a half to get that set just because it's so massive and so heavy. Between using the spud bar and the mechanical leverage and the ratchet straps, it was a lot of screwing around. I don't have any other equipment out here at the lake house to get this hooked up, so it took a little bit of time. But the setup we've got here is we've got 2 chains on the back, 1, 2. We've got a ratchet strap there holding some additional weight. We've got another chain on the front and another ratchet strap, and we have no weight on the winch. I do have it set, however, that way if those other 5 pieces of weight supporting material gave way, at least we do have some kind of an additional backup. I'd rather blow up the winch than have this log start rolling on the road. I don't think that's gonna happen. I've got my parents who are gonna be following me on the way home. We are going to be hitting all back roads on the way home. Probably not traveling faster than 20 miles an hour. And with them behind me, they're gonna know to, hey, you know, definitely stay far back, keep aware, keep your eyes peeled for anything going wrong. So I'm not just gonna have some random person following me behind me that this could catch them off guard if it were to get away. Again, I don't think that's gonna happen. We're not gonna be traveling any faster with this than we would be if we were hauling it out of the woods. All right, so we made it home, and that went way better than I could have imagined. That was a very smooth ride home. The log arch did amazing. I was kind of expecting this to be maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 on the sketch level scale, but honestly, it was probably a 1 or a 2 on the way home. Had it in here nice and tight, really didn't bounce around too bad, and we got it home. And now that we are here, we've got some additional mechanical equipment to help us get this thing unstrapped and unloaded. So my plan is I'm going to go ahead and take the weight off of the straps with the forks. Again, this log is 4,200 pounds, but if I'm just lifting one side of it, I should only be lifting half of that amount of weight. This tractor will lift 2,600 pounds, so I should be able to lift up just a little bit, get these straps off, lower it down, come around to the back side, lift the back side up, get those straps off, lower it down, and pull on out of here. Well guys, we got the log home, and the thing that I'm most excited about is that we got it home in one piece. I was originally thinking with this thing weighing as much as it does, 4,200 pounds, we were gonna have to cut it in half, bring the tractor out, load it up half by half in the dump trailer and bring it home that way. We asked for people's opinions on the best way to get it home without having to cut it, and a lot of people said mount a winch or a come along or something inside your dump trailer, tip your dump trailer up, and then start winching it up into the dump trailer like a ramp. And that would have worked if, one, I had a come along, which I don't, or a winch mounted to the inside of the dump trailer, which I don't, or if I could have even gotten the dump trailer over to the log, which I think this video probably showed you more of how tight that driveway was, weaving back in to get to where the log was. But Honestly, this log arch did an incredible job. It was the perfect tool for the job. It was the cheapest, simplest, most economical, lowest impact to the yard and everything over at the Airbnb. It just worked out well and got this thing home perfectly. I can't imagine getting any bigger of a log on that log arch. And you know, that is an ATV log arch. I can't imagine towing this log with an ATV or a UTV. Doing something like this would definitely be truck or, you know, a larger tractor only. But yeah, I'm excited we got it home in one piece. 11 feet long. This is going to make some beautiful lumber. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.